Producing over 500 hours per week of talk radio, GCN Live is a world leader in talk radio. Archives for the following program can be found at gcnlive.com.
Giuseppe.
Welcome. You are tuned into the Naseema Omer Show program on GCN Live, produced by Genesis Communication Network. Today I have another very special topic and guest lined up. Katie Murphy, the owner of Healing Insights, has been on our show previously talking about poop, actually about colonics, and I've invited her back so that we could talk about the Craniosacral Therapy massage. Welcome, Katie.
Well, thank you. I'm so happy to be back.
Thank you. Thank you for your time and coming back. I do enjoy having you on our show, and we have so much fun on our show. I want to give a little background about you before we go into questions and some details on the topic here. Katie Murphy, owner of Healing Insights, a practice in Bloomington, Minnesota. She has over 23 years of experience training therapists, consulting, writing, and lecturing. Her specialties include colon hydrotherapy, clarity integration therapy, craniosacral therapy, and emotional release. Katie, tell us a little bit more about you and how you got started in the craniosacral therapy.
Oh, well, kind of the whole background into the childbirth that I had 25 years ago. My son was born by a cesarean operation, and he unfortunately had been inside for a very, very long time. Since the water broke until they actually did the cesarean was 32 hours.
Oh, my. That is long.
Terribly long. It was a holiday. He was born on the 4th of July, and honestly, I felt like I was left.
Oh, my. Isn't that terrible that, you're not alone. Many patients feel they are kind of put on the back burner on special holidays due to the thin staff. But anyway, that's another whole subject.
Another whole subject.
So pull me back here and we'll get back on track here on craniosacral therapy.
For sure. Well, he came out and his head was crooked. And I think he'd been bumping up against my pelvic bone or something. No one ever said anything. I asked the doctors. They said, I held up my little tiny infant. I said, what's wrong with his head? And they said, well, that'll just fill out as he gets older or bigger. And I looked at him and I thought, no, that's not right, because the bones were just all in the wrong places, and his top of his forehead was kind of slanted and bigger.
Poor little guy.
Yeah, and bigger. How is that going to make it any better? I mean, it might move it a little bit for sure, but it just didn't seem right. So I put my little infant on my chest, and I looked at him and I said, I think I'm going to have to find out how to straighten out your head. I don't think this is a good thing here.
Baby, you're in for a treat.
So I always tell him that he was the one that got me started on that career path.
Oh, that is such a nice story, though. In a way to kind of have that relate to. And that would be a scary thing, too, because their little skulls are just so fragile, and they have that little soft spot on there, and a couple of soft spots, isn't it? Actually, I can't remember until those sutures are not sutures, but, they look like sutures when the little pieces come back together.
As the head grows larger, and the bones grow, it fills it in a little bit. But, I was not I was a little bit worried about it. And when we actually started the craniosacral therapy, I, of course, took him to a professional at first. And the first session he had, he was barely able to talk. He was maybe 2 years old, and she was working on him. And all of a sudden, he just looked up at her, and his little eyes just got even happier than they were, and he was a happy boy. But he looked up at her and he said, "Thank you. I feel much better. I love you."
Oh, sweet.
And no one even knew he was having problems. But, she said that he could have been experiencing a ringing in his ears or a slight headache all of his life and just didn't know any different.
You've hit a good point. People who are accustomed to something, particularly from birth or at a very young age, they do not know what it is to be without it because they think that's just part of the way it should be.
I think so. I think a lot of people have that, or they have it for so long, some mild irritation or symptom, they have it for so long, they think they just have to live with it.
Wow. Well, kudos to you, Katie, for taking charge of that situation ever since you was a little baby and going with what your gut, so to say, told you and your heart, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Now, my story, if I may relate to it, as most women who deliver vaginally will experience, why does my baby have a little cone type of a shaped head?
Right.
They'll say, oh, it's because it's gone through the birth canal, and then it kind of, but anyway, I digress again.
Well, no, I think it's very valid. I have, over the years that I've been doing the craniosacral, I've worked on lots of babies, and, I had a set of twins, and the one of them seemed to be fairly happy and having normal baby type infant sleeping and eating patterns, because that's all they really do then. And the other one wasn't sleeping very much, wasn't eating as well, maybe spitting up more. And so I worked on him, and after one session, he went to bed and just slept a lot and ate better. And the mother called me up and said she was so happy. He just seemed like a happier baby.
Oh, interesting.
So you never know what is going on in there, but the head is just filled with nerve endings, and any pain that you have in your body, whether it's a pain in your knee or in your fingers or pain in your back, wherever you have pain, that pain is actually being registered in the brain, and it's the brain that's relating to you that there's trouble going on in that part of the body. And so all of that information is in the head, and it can create a chemical change in the head, a chemistry change, a hormonal change. It can create a feeling of pressure, tension headaches. Numerous things can happen, especially with a chronic situation. So the whole idea of craniosacral is to remove or help to remove or ease the tension in the head. And you do that by, it might feel like a very light touch massage or a deep touch massage. It depends upon the tension in the head, and it also depends upon the technique of the therapist. The type of craniosacral work I do feels more like a deep massage. You can feel the tension and then the release. Okay. And as you work through the different areas of the head and take the tension out and do the release work, lots of the times the rest of the body then relaxes and goes into its more balanced function. So people can experience lower back pain releasing, but you're not even touching their back, you're touching their head.
Wow, the anatomy is, marvel of our human anatomy, isn't it?
It's amazing.
It's amazing. The network of communications via neurons and cells and blood and whatever else. And finally, so the head is the engine, so to say, right? It weighs the heaviest. It doesn't weigh the most, pretty much.
It does.
Yeah. And so that's amazing because, I love massages. I've never really had a craniosacral massage, but all my massage experiences, very few of the therapists will really focus maybe 5 minutes at best on massaging the head. And some maybe a few minutes on the face as part of a whole body massage.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
know, and so it's fascinating to learn about the craniosacral. So, craniosacral, tell me how a person, an adult now, would identify or say it's Naseema here, and why would I want to go have a craniosacral massage?
Well, there could be numerous reasons. It could be because you've been in an accident, a car accident, or fallen. People fall on the ice in Minnesota.
Lots of times. It's the falling season. We have the construction season. What else?
Yeah, right? That's it. Snow and construction. But, you know, even if you fall and you land on your hip or your butt or whatever, there is, like I said, there's a connection to the pain in the head. So that could be a reason. I work with people who have emotional stress. Emotional stress can very much be assisted or even alleviated through working with the craniosacral therapy overall. And it actually instigates an emotional release, which in the beginning you talked about that I did emotional release work. Well, I do that specifically. And it doesn't have to be that you have touching on the head, and or it can be done verbally. But when you do the craniosacral, there are going to be changes that people feel. Sometimes they laugh or even cry during a session. They just have a release right then and there. Sometimes they have memories come up from the past. Sometimes they have more clarity about making a choice that they're trying to decide upon for their future. So there can be numerous, that's where your thought processes are up in the brain. So there's going to be whatever goes on up there can happen.
Right. Oh, that's fascinating because, many of us want, I'm speaking for myself really. I wouldn't think of just having a craniosacral to take care of, say, example, a pain in my ankle or something.
Right.
And as you explained it so well, it's all connected. And we know that our whole body is one. And so we need to look at it as a whole.
And that's
really,
right.
We do really need to look at it as a whole. Fascinating. I will have to come try that sometime, Katie. Katie practices here in Healing Insights in Bloomington, Minnesota. You are listening to the Naseema Omer Show, and we will be right back after this quick commercial break.
Healthy, organic, fresh fish, robust, mouth-watering vegetables, all from your home. It's called aquaponics. This brilliant, self-sustaining protein and veggie system is perfect for year-round growing. Know exactly where your food is coming from. Aquaponicssource.com is the one-stop shop for all your needs. Fish food, plumbing, full systems, classes, and more. Learn to build your own system. Go to aquaponicssource.com for a free guide to aquaponics. That's aquaponicssource.com.
Hi, this is Walt Augustinowitz. I'm the founder and CEO of ID Stronghold. By now you've heard our commercials about wallets that protect you from electronic pickpocketing. 10 years ago, I created a way to protect my own cards from prying eyes after government officials started talking about issuing a national ID card with a built-in radio chip called RFID. I felt having to broadcast my personal information was an invasion of privacy. Soon after, it was also announced that credit cards, debit cards, U.S. passports, hotel room keys, and even transit passes would all soon incorporate RFID. It was then I formed ID Stronghold to share my inventions in blocking RFID signals with the world. There are a lot of misconceptions out there today about RFID. I encourage everyone to get informed and get protected. Please go to idstronghold.com and get the facts and the wallet, sleeves, or badge holders you need to protect your personal financial data. You'll be pleasantly surprised that through our direct sales model, you won't pay more than other comparable unprotected wallets. It is as though the protection is free. Visit idstronghold.com today.
For Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Are your Google search results killing you? Unflattering content in blogs, news articles, online reviews, social media, or other sources can jeopardize your reputation, your business, and your livelihood. Let Reputation.com help. Our patented technology will make the truth about you more visible while pushing down unwanted negative content. Improve your Google search results. Call Reputation.com at 1-800-831-0771 for a free consultation. That's 800-831-0771.
Ouch! My back is out again.
Hi, Dr. Ortman with Wellspring Spinal Care. If you're experiencing neck, mid, or lower back pain, this information is for you. One of the complaints that I hear is patients receive their typical adjustment, only having to repeat them as the pain returns. Putting the bones back in place is only half of the battle. At Wellspring Spinal Care, we have the entire solution. We use the NUCA approach, utilizing three-dimensional x-rays and gentle touch technology to deliver specific correction. We then design a custom nutritional supplement program which provides essential nutrients targeting the areas of concern. With a NUCA approach and proper nutrition, you'll be on your way to a faster and more permanent recovery. To get you on the road to wellness, visit drortman.com. That's drortman.com, or call us today, 952-303-9124. That's 952-303-9124. Wellspring Spinal Care, chiropractic done right.
If you're like me, you're concerned about the stock market and the economy. You're asking the questions, but it just doesn't seem that you're getting the right answers. Well, my friends at the Wealth Preservation Institute not only have the answers, but they put together a free report, How to Survive the Upcoming Economic Collapse and Protect Your 401ks, IRA savings, and retirement income. Don't hesitate. This report's for free for a limited time by calling 888-772-2929. That's 888-772-2929. Take back your financial lives today.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Naseema Omer Show, produced by the Genesis Communication Network. Feel free to tune in. One way is by going to gcnlive.com. That's G for Genesis, C for Communication, and for Network, live.com. Find the program, The Naseema Omer Show, and you can always listen to the archive files. You can also find this show by going to my website, naseemaomer.com, and you can go to that and contact me by the contact form over there. Send me an email or call me at 877-279-9422. That's 877-279-9422. If you have any questions on the show today or any questions on the Naseema Omer Show. We are talking to Katie Murphy, the owner of Healing Insights, a practice located in Bloomington, Minnesota. Our topic today is craniosacral therapy. You know, Katie, when I started talking about craniosacral, I just confined myself to focusing on the head. Now, you do more than just the head massage, right?
Well, that's true. Craniosacral is actually referring from the head down the spine, down to the sacrum. And because that's where all the nerve endings come out from the spine and go elsewhere into the body. And you have the spinal fluid going down the spinal cord, and that comes back up and replenishes in the brain. And so the main emphasis of craniosacral is to get the flow going within the brain, within the head, but also up and down the spine. So that's a focus. That's why it's called craniosacral. And to answer your question, I actually do the whole body. So you had mentioned earlier that somebody might have a pain in their ankle. Mm-hmm. Well, I might be working on their head, okay, and it might alleviate the stress on their ankle, or maybe not quite so much, but it sets up the place for me in the head, within the head, to go down then to the ankle and often then massage the rest of it out of the ankle in no time at all. But I find that by doing the head first, it's different than a massage, because the massage is focusing on the muscle. Mm-hmm. But I'm focusing mostly on the memory or the central nervous system or the energy flow within the body. And if I can get that to function with the mind, body, spirit, so to speak, then I can go down and to the part of the body that the person is more interested in, their elbow or their knee or their hip or whatever. And the tissue then is ready. I say it's ready to release. And so rather than working on the muscle or trying to force it through that type of a massage, it usually just takes a slight touch on my part, and it leaves and it goes, because I've already set up the pathwork in the brain.
So does it, in a sense, Katie, kind of, as you said, with the flow and not just limited to muscles, does it actually impact the flow of energies as well through all these various chakras, as people call them? Or may refer to it.
Yes, okay. Absolutely. Of course, the chakras start from the top of the head and go all the way down to the root chakra, and that's following the spine on down. So that's definitely a main energy flow in the body. But I say that there are, and everybody has a different, maybe some different modalities have a different way of describing the energy flows, but I call them 24. I say there's 12 down the front, 6 on each side, and 12 down the back, 6 on each side. And they're like major highways. I think of them as little ribbons of light going down the body. And if you bump your elbow and have pain in your elbow, then the flow going down your arm to your hand might be slowed down or just not moving as well as it could. Again, that would be an acupuncture type reason to go have acupuncture, is to stimulate the flow. But the craniosacral, for me, is another way of doing that.
That is amazing. Would you say, like, are chakras and meridians kind of the same thing?
No.
Energy? No. Why don't we talk about that when we come back from break? We're going to go on a quick break here. Fascinating. Craniosacral therapy is the topic we're talking about. And I am interviewing Katie Murphy of Healing Insights, located in Bloomington, Minnesota. Come back to the Naseema Omer Show after this quick break.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Nussbaum with the Anthem Foundation. Premature birth is the leading cause of death of babies and disabilities for children. That's why we support the March of Dimes to help mothers have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment and outreach to help moms during their pregnancy and give every baby a healthy start in life. Learn how you can help at marchofdimes.org.
Okay, open your mouth and say, ah. Ah. When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with the medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com. The new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
Most of us already know that taking a fish oil supplement to boost omega-3s is a good idea. But did you know that about 60% of Americans are actually deficient in omega-3s? Did you know that most fish oil products contain only about 25% omega-3s and the remaining 75% is undesirable fish fat? Heck, did you know that more than 90% of fish oil supplements sold in the USA are not even made here? If you want to boost your omega-3s using the finest American-made fish oil, check out Nutrigold Fish Oil Supplements on www.fishoil.best. Nutrigold fish oils are independently 5-star certified and guaranteed to be exceptionally pure. That means no more fish burps. Best of all, just one Nutrigold fish oil capsule contains more omega-3s than 4 standard fish oil capsules. Go to www.fishoil.best or call 888-920-1497 and use promo code BESTFISHOIL to get a free 1-month supply. That's www.fishoil.best or call 888-920-1497.
This is Sharon Hunt. Before using Heart and Body Extract, my energy level was very, very low. I could only walk a few feet and then would have to sit down. I was tired and lethargic. But after taking Heart and Body Extract, my energy level has improved greatly, and I can now walk longer distances without getting tired so fast. Thank you, Heart and Body Extract.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Ricky LeBlanc, admitted in Mass only. Sokolov Law, LLC, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Ken Levin, responsible attorney in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Greg Hobby, New Jersey. The choice of lawyer is an important decision that should not be based solely upon advertisements. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. If you know what mesothelioma is, you or someone you love has likely been impacted by this devastating cancer. You may be entitled to compensation. Call Sokolov Law today. 1-800-218-HELP. The only known cause of mesothelioma is asbestos exposure. Thousands of hard-working men and women, including many U.S. veterans and industrial workers, have been diagnosed with mesothelioma because manufacturers knew the dangers but put profits ahead of people. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trust has been set aside to pay money to asbestos victims. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call now. You may be entitled to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Call for a free legal consultation at 1-800-218-HELP. That's 1-800-218-HELP.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common-sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
Welcome to the Naseema Omer Show, produced by Genesis Communication Network. Please go to gcnlive.com to listen to the archived files at any time at your own convenience. You can download the files and enjoy it from your own machine. We do have podcasts available as well. Today I am talking about Craniosacral Therapy with Katie Murphy, the owner of Healing Insights, a practice located in Bloomington, Minnesota. Before we went on break, Katie, you were explaining to me, you informed me that the chakras and meridians are not one and the same things. Help me understand, what is the difference?
Well, I think of the chakras as, there's 7 of them, by the way, and I think of them more as energy centers, where energy can come into and leave the body as major energy centers. Let's put it that way. The meridians, to me, are like little highways where the energy flows down to the various parts of the body and back. So they're more like roadways.
Okay. Like a network of our capillaries, so to say, in our body.
A network, And along the way, of course, in different locations along the meridians, there can be primary energies coming into or exiting the body too. But basically, I think of them as little roadways.
So when you do the whole body, starting with the head and then working the spine through the sacrum, do you also include some reflexology on the feet as part of your practice, or is that a whole separate thing?
No, actually, in my practice, I end up covering a lot of different types of modalities. I don't do reflexology per se to focus on the feet because, again, my focus is the head, but it's not at all uncommon for me to end up also using 1 or 2 points on the feet when needed. There's also acupressure points. There are trigger points. Just about anything, any type of modality that's out there in body work is going to be have validity to it, and I might incorporate it at any time in the session. So, yes.
You know, I know we talked about the benefits, and I feel therapies as the one you're describing right now would also, in addition to addressing the direct issue, so to say, of pain, has a multitude of other benefits. Example, as you explained, the flow of these highways so that they're not congested in rush hour, so to say, during tense moments and releases. And I would imagine it helps just on the outlook of the person as well, with the emotional impact. And how about the skin? Do people see more blood flow on the skin and it has a better color in there? And
oh, sure. Let's see. Well, most people, when they're finished, they feel extremely relaxed. So their central nervous system, their tension, their muscles, they feel like they've had a massage, even though I didn't necessarily focus on their muscles. And they feel lighter. They feel just like the weight is lifted from their shoulders. They feel like less stress. And they have no mental self-talk. Their mental self-talk is calm. They feel happier. They're usually smiling. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Smiling is a good sign.
Yeah. Their skin is usually rosier, and they feel more limber.
Okay.
You know, those that do yoga feel that they just are more limber. I've seen little children, they get up and they start doing somersaults and cartwheels and things like that because they feel so limber. And they're energized, but in a relaxed way, like a less stress, just more energy. But the emotions are a huge part of cellular memory. We not only have emotions stored in our brain, but they're stored in all of the parts of our body. And they've even done books on what organs and glands store what types of emotions. And so when you're working with the brain and there's an emotional release there, then it sends that message elsewhere in the body. And so tension elsewhere in the body becomes released, and you're able to feel like you're right with the world again, and you can make more clear choices in your life, and a lot less stress. And I think that's probably one of the things that I like the most about it.
You know, you've got me sold on it, Katie. I love information, as you know, and I love to know the workings and ins and outs. I'm going to schedule a session with you for sure. So tell me, if I didn't know you, where would I find you?
Oh, okay. Well, my website is healinginsights.net, which is HEALING, and then the word insights, INSIGHTS.net. So healinginsights.net or 952-886-4325.
Very nice. Cellular memory, that's such an important element. And, you know, I think my brain is just going in all these directions because I have all these different questions to ask. So many different things are impacted by this treatment here that you've just described and explained to give us a better understanding. And one of the things that comes to my mind is in our busy lifestyles, particularly here in the States, most of us don't even take the time to breathe properly, you know, and the breathing and particularly the exhalation part puts us into a more relaxation state. And so really by coming and having a treatment such as craniosacral, along with what all you've explained, as you explained the relaxation, it almost kind of forces a person to take time to relax. And then deep down, it's doing wonders at a cellular level. And improving memory. People probably find they remember dreams or dream more.
I've had that. I've had people say that. Actually, they've said a number of things. Now, medically speaking, I should add that massage or craniosacral is not considered a form of treatment, but is often now being recognized and used for pain management or pain assistance. But you know, when you start moving things in the body and the body starts reacting, let's just say the body reacts, it can choose to do whatever it wants to do, and there's no control in that at all. So you might decide to have a craniosacral treatment, and you might find that at the end of that treatment, your limber or your joints or whatever work better. I mean, that's not pain, and you can't prove that it happened because of a craniosacral treatment. But if that's the result and you're happy, then I say, well, you know, more power to it. I mean, it's not a guaranteed treatment, I should say, but people come out and they've said numerous things to me. Their headaches have disappeared. People that have come in after a car accident that maybe happened 5 years prior, and they've just always had a little headache every now and then ever since then, or maybe chronically. Sometimes they leave and say, oh, it's gone. I can't believe it. I haven't felt this good in so long. Or their shoulder pain or shoulder stress, lower back. A lot of times the gut, you know, when I'm doing the craniosacral, I might find myself massaging the gut and the stomach and releasing tension there. So people say they have better bowel movements, or just almost anything really.
Wow.
You just can't.
And the emotional part too. Emotional releases.
If you are feeling stress and you get that relief, then that's a release right there. Yes.
Yeah. Because our bodies were meant to work properly. I mean, the design is phenomenal. Wouldn't you agree? Oh, it fixes itself with a little assistant. Sometimes we need a little intervention, like the craniosacral therapy and nice bubble bath, long showers, whatever it takes, right?
Oh, yes.
Now tell me, so you mentioned the whole body, but I think you also had told me previously that you do actually go into the mouth. Is that for the jaw structure, or what is that?
Yes, absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, I follow what I call the 24 pathways or meridians down. 12 go down the front and 6 on each side of the face. So they all go through the mouth, just about all go through the mouth, all the way from back by the ears all the way up to the front. And so, yes, going inside of the mouth and releasing pressure points in there. Here's something that people at home can do. They can go and stick their fingers, wash your hands first, stick your fingers inside your mouth and push along different spots along the roof of your mouth. And you'll find some sensitive, tender spots, maybe even some spots that feel a little puffy or hard, and they can be sensitive to the touch. A lot of the times those can be released too. So people feel they sleep better, they feel more relaxed. Yeah.
And lots of water then, I'm sure, too. Lots of drinking of water.
Yes, I do suggest they drink an enormous amount of water for about a week.
Okay. And how long is your session? Is it an hour or an hour and a half, or is it a half hour?
Well, for children, usually it's just a half an hour. But for adults, I like to start with an hour and a half because I have to clean house and get rid, look at everything. But then if there were any follow-up, usually then only an hour.
Okay.
And not always is there a follow-up either. So.
Okay. All right. And so, depending on each person, you may call them back for another session or not. I would imagine.
Depending upon what their situation was.
Okay. Thank you. We will be right back after this quick commercial break.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Attention, all men. Are you urinating more frequently? Do you wake up to urinate? Are you having a slower, weaker stream? Don't ignore the warning signs of your aging prostate. Get your free bottle of Super Beta Prostate. Super Beta Prostate is guaranteed to support a more complete emptying of your bladder, a fuller, stronger stream, and less waking at night to urinate.
Super Beta Prostate is a product that I really like. I endorse it. I use it myself. I was very pleasantly surprised that Super Beta Prostate helped me fairly quickly.
Super Beta Prostate is formulated with a natural plant enzyme called beta-cytosterol. It's so powerful, you'd have to take 100 saw palmetto pills to get the same sterols as just one Super Beta Prostate tablet. Don't ignore the warning signs of your aging prostate. Call now to get your free bottle of Super Beta Prostate. Call 1-800-853-1203. That's 1-800-853-1203. 800-853-1203.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water is vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Why do over 50% of North Americans suffer from some form of chronic ailment? Could it be due to a toxic overload? It's time to take back your life. Get the lead out as well as the cadmium, mercury, and calcium. Extendovite is a garlic cayenne supplement with 5 other herbs that acts like a natural Drano, cleaning out the stored toxins, restoring your energy and youthfulness that we've lost. If you would like to live your life free of sickness, pain, or fear, then Extendovite is for you. Available in either capsules or liquid, you too can see why Extendovite is the #1 heart drop available. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822. Or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Hey, Berkey Guy here. Are you still drinking unfiltered tap water? Does your water contain chlorine or fluoride? Will you have drinkable water in an emergency? The Berkey Guy is here to help you remove these and other potential contaminants from your water, thus helping you drink clean, purified water. We offer Berkey water purification systems at the lowest available prices online. Don't go another moment without a Berkey system. Over the last 10 years, we've helped thousands drink clean, purified water. Join them by visiting goberkey.com or call me, the Berkey Guy, at 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Naseema Omer Show on Genesis Communication Network. You can find our archived files by going to gcnlive.com and clicking on the archives or podcasts and finding the program, the Naseema Omer Show. Today, I am talking with Katie Murphy, the owner of Healing Insights, on Craniosacral Therapy treatments for both children and adults. Katie, before we went on break, you're explaining about how long, the duration of each session, and it just varies by follow-up on when the person should come back again. And I think that's excellent. So you just kind of take a gauge of how you explain. If I remember correctly, you mentioned clean house, so to say, and then take it from there step at a time. I think for us it would be very helpful because so many of us in this super go lifestyle we have, so many of us experience not just stress, but get headaches based on whatever the reason. So what tips do you have for us on handling how to do it yourself headache help?
Well, there's actually a couple different headache moves. I'll describe one of them. I do sometimes do a craniosacral for home use class. I don't have anything scheduled there on my website now, but there, you can have your sinus or tension headache that's on the front of your forehead and around your eyes. That's one type. Then there's the kind of the general on the side of the head, and then there's on the back of the head by the neck. But pretty much no matter which one of those, you can, if you do this move, you can get some assistance, either small or fairly large. Think of yourself as wearing a baseball cap. And right where the baseball cap comes around right over your ears, like a cap on your head. If you were to take your fingers and spread them about an inch apart, so you've got 4 fingers, and you put them right where the baseball cap would touch your head right above your ears, and so that your fingers go from before your ears to behind your ears, right along the rim of the cap. And you press on your head with your fingers, all 8 of them, and you push up.
I'm going to do it with you.
Okay. And you push up on your forehead.
Okay.
You know, you can do it as hard or as gentle as you want. It doesn't matter. But, like, just think of it as that baseball cap is glued onto your head, and you're taking your fingers, and you've got the tip of the edge of the baseball cap, and you're trying to push it off your head. And you lift up, and you try to push that baseball cap up.
That feels good,
Katie.
It does, doesn't it? It does. It feels great.
Yep. And that can relieve a lot of tension and start better circulation in the head. And even like I said, if it's a sinus thing, it's congestion in the front, there are other things you can do for that, but even that one will help for that. And when it's in the back of the neck, you know, you've got some other tension going on back there. But again, this one can be kind of a general help.
Well, thank you. That was very helpful. I want to keep doing that now. Pulling myself back to the show here.
All right.
It's putting me in a state of relaxation.
And it also kind of takes away a little bit of the stress, but it kind of rejuvenates. If you're falling asleep, it's also good if you're falling asleep or getting groggy and you're at work. Just put your fingers up there and push up on the cap of your head.
Very nice. That is a tip anybody can do. Hey, if I can do it, anybody can do it, Katie. Tell us once more your website and phone number, please.
It's healinginsights.net, and the phone number is 952-886-4325.
Very nice. Well, I will be calling, you know it.
All right.
For the Craniosacral Therapy treatment. And thank you so much, Katie, for being on our show today and sharing all the information. I love interviewing you, and I hope we get you back again sometime.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. You can enjoy our archive files by going to gcnlive.com and finding the archive files for the Naseema Omer Show. On there, you can also find my website and get a hold of me by sending me an email or giving me a phone call at 877-279-9422. Leave me a message and I'll get back to you. Thank you. Have a beautiful week, and I look forward to speaking with you again. Bye-bye. Bye.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then, too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
New format.